friendly neighborhood old soldier coming at you today. Robeson County, North Carolina, where the heat and the humidity have picked up. Look, we're finally getting some rains. The farmers ought to be happy. There was a spell there for a minute. It looked like everything in the field was going to dry up. But anywho, anyhow, anyway, that's for you, Brother Kyle. I hope everybody's doing fine this wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday. I had to think there for a minute. I'm off to a trailer shop to get a brake module put in for my camper, so I get ready to haul my camper here in a little while. I can tie the brakes in. All right, folks. Again, we've got more news about a fruitcake mass shooter. Yep, I said it. What are you gonna do about it? Not a darn thing. Yeah, fruitcake. You can call me what you will, you can call me what you won't, really don't give a darn. Dude's fruitcake. And again, this happened in a state that's got some of the strictest gun laws in the nation. And I'm talking about that wonderful state that the imposter, Barack Hussein Barrio Soto Obama, calls home. Or did call home. It's funny how he got some money, all of a sudden Martha Vineyards is home now, huh? Go figure. What's the matter, Barry? Chicago's not as appealing to you as it once was? You and Michael? You and Michelle? You and Bartholomew? I don't know. Yeah. But, you know. But we all know that the Obamas are hypocrites and liars. Anyway, that's off-topic tangent. But yeah, and I was listening to Newsmax this morning before I got in the car to truck to go do what I got to do, and they were talking about the kid had mental issues, but managed to make it through all the background checks and things of that nature. And again, folks, all this money that our federal government's trying to steal from us, use to enact tighter gun control laws. Imagine if they were spending on more accessible and better mental health care. Not only for the people that actually need it, but how about the family members that have to deal with it? That's one topic we haven't talked about. Because at the end of the day, somebody's mother, father, brother, sister, aunt, uncle, grandparents, cousin has to deal with this individual. But are they qualified? Do they know what to look for? Do they know how to handle it? Do they know what to do? I can go back on the crappy training I got in the Army that really involves, you thinking about suicide, man, don't do it. We're here for you. We can get you to mental health. The stupid videos they used to show in the Army for that crap that in reality was a check the block, cover the commander's rear end. So in the event one of his soldiers did commit suicide, he can go back in the records and look, well, he did attend suicide training. He completed the online portion and the face-to-face portion. So, sir, I don't know what happened. Instead of truly listening to the soldiers. Same thing can be said about my day they called it equal opportunity. Now they call it SHARP. Sexual harassment and racial profile, some crap like that. That was the new acronym they were coming up with when I got out, and I couldn't keep up with it. No, and I'm not saying I'm not against. Everybody should be treated equally, but just the way the Army goes about handling it has always been a disaster and a nightmare. Okay, especially the advent of videos, blah 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 blah. When the real money should have been spent on recruiting quality psychiatrists and psychologists and mental health care professionals into the armed services instead of throwing all that money on all that BS training. And I'm sorry. And to anybody in the Army that thinks otherwise, brother, quit drinking the Kool-Aid. Okay? All that crap is CTA. Cover their asses. At the end of the day, that's what it does. It keeps the commander from getting relieved at duty right, enough. I'm on another tangent. But you get the point, folks. So, now, let's move along to another landmark decision, though. This one shocked me when it come out. Jared on Guns and Gadgets put it out a couple days ago. Maryland's governor, in light of the recent Supreme Court decision based on, the challenge from New York, Rifle and Gun Club about the accessibility to permits to carry. Maryland was one of the states that you had to kind of prove that, hey, I have a valid need to carry. And their governor come out and said to support the Supreme Court's recent decision ordering state police to suspend whatever program they had in place to validate that so the other people can apply. Dadgum, that's a shock. That one kind of shocked me. Now, the real question is, what's that governor's actual motive behind doing that? I'm not so far removed to say that he doesn't, that he has some type of political motivation behind doing that. You know anything about the state of Maryland? The state of Maryland on the east side is extremely liberal. The west side, I'm not so sure about. I've heard the west side is more conservative than the east side, but look at Maryland, it's one of the weirdest shaped states there is. Okay, there's a real small, narrow piece that kind of. Anyway, I've been there once. It's a pretty state on the west side. I've been to Baltimore once, and never want to go back there. But as far as the west side of the state, out near Antietam, extremely just gorgeous. Rolling hills and fields. It's just beautiful. But I couldn't live there because of their 2A laws. The restrictions on owning firearms. I just couldn't do it. But that was a shocker for that to come out. Then of course New York, though, they had to play their stupid self and go about doing things the dumb way. What do you mean the dumb way? The governor there, the worthless, non-elected governor, I might add, had the state legislature up there jammed through a whole bunch of BS laws, which I'm sure there will be lawsuits and challenges to those laws that have been passed that, because they didn't like what the Supreme Court said and they didn't want to abide by that, and because, New York thinks that they're above the Constitution, along with California, Illinois, the list goes on. But yeah, it really shocked me with the governor of Maryland coming out and saying that. So again, I just go back to being suspicious, wondering what kind of political favors he's going to ask for in return for allowing this to happen from his state legislatures who were in favor of his decision. I would say, folks, keep an eye on what could potentially happen in Maryland. But yeah, so that's really just kind of want to talk about that today. Throw my 4 cents worth out there because, inflation can't give you 2 cents anymore. I'm going to give you 4 cents. And go from there. Not next week, I'll be out of town. I've got to go back to Chattaboogie and help my best friend out. Pray for him today. I think today he goes in for his full body scan. We'll see where that's at. Has his consult with his oncologist tomorrow, I believe. Let's see, today's the 6th. No, his consult's on Friday the 8th. He has his full-blown body scan today. And hopefully when we get there next week, they'll have an idea of how they're going to treat this, how aggressively, and get him into a schedule to get those treatments done and get him better. But anyway, again, for you, Brother Kyle, folks, y'all stay safe out there, stay vigilant, keep your eyes open, your ears to the ground, keep your head on a swivel, stay armed. Yep, I said it, stay armed, and just watch out for all the communists out there, because they're coming out the woodworks left and right. So, until then, my friends, God bless, take care. This is your friendly neighborhood old soldier out.